Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Ranking 6 targets Warriors could trade for using DeAnthony Melton's salary. A season-ending injury was a cruel blow for DeAnthony Melton and the Golden State Warriors, with the 26-year-old guard appearing to have settled beautifully into a starting role alongside Stephen Curry in the backcourt. As brutal as it's so soon after the devastating injury news, trade speculation has grown not only because Melton leaves a major hole the Warriors need to fill, but because his $12.8 million expiring contract is now an obvious trade piece. There's a few different ways Golden State could go if they wish to move Melton's salary. They could combine him with other players/assets to try and get a $20+ million player, particularly if they feel they need a significant upgrade. However, if they just want to do a 1-for-1 trade, rebuilding teams will have interest in taking Melton's expiring salary in exchange for one of their players if the Warriors stump up the requisite draft capital in the process. There's a number of valuable rotation players Golden State could acquire in such a scenario, so let's rank 6 that could be foreseeably available before the February 6 trade deadline. 6. Jonas Valanciunas. A bruising veteran big man, Jonas Valanciunas is still likely to become a trade candidate after signing a 3-year, $30 million contract with the Washington Wizards during the offseason. Valanciunas is a more offensively skilled center than Tracy Jackson-Davis and Kevin Looney, potentially providing the Warriors with a genuine post-up scoring threat who can occasionally step out and hit jump shots. There are question marks on Valanciunas' fit within the Golden State system though, which combined with likely having to give up at least one first-round pick to the Wizards, suggests the Warriors could do better. 5. Larry Nance Jr. A versatile player on both ends of the floor, Larry Nance Jr. does seem like a Warrior-style player who could even potentially close in lineups alongside Draymond Green. It feels like Golden State already have a similar option with Kyle Anderson though, meaning the upside probably isn't worth it given the Atlanta Hawks would require something significant to move on from the 31-year-old. 4. Dennis Schroeder. Interest in Dennis Schroeder may come down to whether Brandon Podziemski turns his form around over the next 6 to 8 weeks, and therefore whether Golden State need to look at acquiring a more proven veteran point guard. Schroeder is having an excellent season for the Brooklyn Nets, putting up 17.2 points and 6.5 assists per game on over 40% shooting from three-point range. He'd instantly become arguably the best backup point guard in the league with the Warriors, and could also play some minutes alongside Curry to allow the 2x MVP to play more off the ball. 3. Robert Williams III. Tracy Jackson-Davis has returned to form a little over recent games, yet there's still question marks on whether he can be the starting center on a deep playoff team. If the Warriors want an upgrade at the center spot, a healthy Robert Williams III would certainly provide it. The issue is Williams isn't much of an offensive threat, leaving the similar spacing issues Golden State already has in their front court now. Steph Curry has sour taste after 2 straight Warriors losses. Steph Curry is less than impressed by the Warriors' 2-game losing streak against 2 totally beatable teams, the Spurs and the Nets. Following Golden State's 128-120 loss to Brooklyn, Steph got honest about the team, while staying as positive as possible. "I think on the whole, you've got to look at the bright spots to the start of our season," Curry said. "These last 2 games have kind of left a sour taste for sure. We've given ourselves a little bit of a cushion with a new kind of mindset with who we're trying to create, offensively, no matter who's on the floor. We're still playing 12 guys, and you have to be able to adjust no matter what the combinations are offensively. Moving the ball, everybody being involved as a screener, as a passer, as a dribbler. I think we can be a little more intentional about what type of shots we want to create with certain lineups. And that's part of the growth of the team, we all have to be committed to making those adjustments." As has been the case all season, the Warriors really struggled during the minutes Steph wasn't on the court and blew an 18-point lead. Poor defensive decisions and careless ball handling, which led to 26 conceded points, also didn't help the situation. Buddy Hield was off to a hot start at his new team this season, but has gone a little cold recently, leaving the team without a firm second scoring option on offense. Steve Kerr was questioned about his minutes strategy regarding his star player, but he didn't seem keen to go back to the drawing board on it. Warriors' proposed top trade target would reignite a dynasty. The Golden State Warriors have lost their last 2 games. They now sit second in the Western Conference, 1 game behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. While it's far too early to panic, there have been some unwanted similarities between Golden State's last 2 losses and how they often struggled to maintain a winning position last season. Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy Jr. spent this summer searching for a second star to pair with Stephen Curry. Klay Thompson's decision to join the Dallas Mavericks in free agency put additional pressure on landing another big name. Unfortunately, the front office failed in their pursuit of both Paul George and Lauri Markkanen. According to Bleacher Report's Greg Swartz, the Warriors could still go star hunting at a later date. He cited 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo as the Warriors' ideal target. The Golden State Warriors could attack the trade deadline in a number of ways, either by using Jonathan Kuminga and picks to chase an all-star or simply by finding another guard to offset the loss of DeAnthony Melton to a torn ACL, Swartz wrote. The Warriors made a call about LeBron James last season, so there's no reason to believe they won't pursue a trade for Antetokounmpo now with the Bucks struggling. Pairing Antetokounmpo with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green would have the Warriors in contention for yet another title. Golden State would undoubtedly have to part with all of their tradable assets in any potential move for Giannis. The Milwaukee Bucks wouldn't let him go without a fight. Unfortunately, Swartz's idea of Giannis heading to the Bay Area is likely a non-starter. During a November 6 appearance on ESPN's NBA Today, Bobby Marks revealed that both Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks are committed to working together through the franchise's current struggles. Anytime a team like that is struggling, there's certainly going to be questions about the future of Giannis, Marks said on NBA Today. He is not looking to be moved. Milwaukee is not looking to move him, they're looking to try to figure out what went wrong with this roster to start the season. Giannis will begin a 3-year contract extension next season. That deal is worth $58.4 million. He will be 34 by the time he could potentially hit the free agent market. Therefore, the only way Golden State could acquire the superstar is via trade. The only logical way that Golden State, or any other NBA team, could acquire Giannis is if he forced a trade. A November 10 edition of Mark Stein's The Steinline newsletter provided reporting that backed up that train of thought. It is understood quite clearly in 29 other front offices that Antetokounmpo is only ever going to be made available for trade if he pushes for it, Stein reported via his Steinline newsletter. But a handful of teams out there have certainly begun planning for such an eventuality, and, in some cases, have already let the Bucks know that they will be ready to talk trade if team officials ever reach that point, even if Milwaukee has zero interest in such discussions as we speak. Giannis has spent his entire career in Milwaukee. He's been loyal to the franchise at every turn. Unless the Bucks decide to enter a full-blown rebuild, it's hard to envision him forcing his way out. Of course, things could change if Milwaukee continues to slide into obscurity. However, even if that were to happen, there's no guarantee the Warriors would win the sweepstakes to bring the star to the Bay Area. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Antetokounmpo? Leave your opinion in the comments.